Hi guys, my name's Gia, and today we're going to be doing a virtual science experiment about eclipses. And through this experiment, we will observe solar, which is the sun, and lunar, which is the moon, eclipses as the moon orbits Earth. And the full and partial shadows of the moon and Earth will be displayed, but it's really just mimicking what we would see in outer space if we had a telescope or the right equipment to do so. The moon can also be dragged around the Earth here, so you can see different versions of these partial and full shadows. And we can also see what the moon and sun will look like from Earth during those partial and total eclipses. So if you don't know what an eclipse is, we can look it up together so I can give you a better definition. It's an obscuring of light from one celestial body to another, which is really just this phase where the sun is behind the moon or the sun is behind Earth, and it creates this dark circle, which is the planet, surrounded by the light around it, which is the sun. So we'll get to see a little bit more of that in this experiment. So right now, this is the moon up here. This is the Earth, and here's the sun. And you have the ability to move the moon around, okay? And from each position, you have two pictures down here. You can see them again. This is the moon, what the moon looks like from Earth, and this is what the sun will look like from Earth. We know that as we look at the moon at different stages of the month, there's constantly different phases of the moon. And this has to do with how the sun is hitting the moon and where the moon is in the orbit around the Earth. So say it's right here. That's your eclipse, but we're not going to get there yet. So there's your half moon. You got that crescent moon. As it wanes, it is very, very, very rare that you'll see an eclipse, which is when the moon is directly between the Earth and the sun. So the farther the distance is, you can see more of the sun. And if it's closer, you can barely see any of the light. But if it's that perfect distance, around 100% difference between the two, you really get to see that eclipse, which is what's going on here. So say we move a little bit farther and we go here. Now the moon is in the Earth's shadow and there's no sun, which is what happens during the day. But right here is the cool part. That is that eclipse that you get to see. And here you can see it moving fully around, and you get to see all the different phases of the moon from Earth. And now it's about to be a full moon. Now it's in the shadow. That might be the red moon. It's completely hidden from the sun. And now it's waning. I'll show you guys one more thing. When there's an eclipse, the moon is fully covering the sun. So that's all the sunlight you get to see from that specific part of Earth, which is really interesting. So I hope you guys learned a little bit more about eclipses in this video and got to see how the moon orbits the Earth and the sun's location in comparison to Earth and the moon. So thank you guys for watching.